Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. This are here, the four horsemen, myself, the Livingston Man, Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival, Vision, Preparedness, and below him, of course, is the Roaming Prepper. The finest assembly of minds possible. What you're about to witness tonight is going to borderline on like magic, superstition, sorcery, alien minds, like bringing truths and things that you have never experienced in your life before. So let me now just figure out how to. There we go.
Kablamo.
Gentlemen, introduce yourselves like these people don't know who you are. Go ahead, Mike.
Mike, Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival, Captain Bando. Yeah, that's me.
Vision, Preparedness. I stand with my brother, and we're going to figure this out one way or another.
There you go. Roaming Prepper at the tail end of a 4-day road trip. About 1,100 miles.
Golly.
And happy to be at home and hanging out with these fine gentlemen.
And you never left the state, did you?
Texas is like you could fit like
it was 5 hours just to get to the next city for me.
Wow. Giant.
Crazy.
All right. So in the so there was a conundrum at first. So what we're doing here actually is, though, technically you all are gathered here today at my little channel. Well, 28, man, huge numbers for my shit. We ain't got no money button over here.
True story.
And so technically this is my channel, but chronologically in the Horseman lore, this would be Mike's turn. So take us away, boss.
Oh, well, I guess, wow. Well, yeah. So YouTube's been acting the fool, for those who don't know. They killed my stream yesterday, mid live stream, which I thought was really odd. And then they hit me with firearms policy violation, right? Anybody who's been here before knows that most of our intros have firearms in them, right? And apparently that's not allowed here on YouTube whatsoever. So they immediately removed that content from the platform as a whole. It's gone. And, I was pretty pissed off when I got a hold of YouTube. So I let them have it. I was like, hey, by the way, you guys have been doing a little bit more than just this. So here's everything that, I laid it all on them. I gave them the receipts. I sent them the screenshots. I was like, listen, I know what's going on and I'm tired of it. And it's either going to come to an end or come to a head. Either way, I'm willing to deal with whatever comes out of this. So they said that they were going to put the channel under a full review. And if it was the content in our intros that is going to get me in trouble, then they're probably going to ban the channel. You know what I mean? Because I tell you what, if what they did and remove that content was an issue, then the rest of the content that, the rest of the Four Horsemen podcasts that have firearms in the intros, a lot of our intros throughout the years have had firearms in the intros, whether it be a video or a live stream. So if they're going to penalize me for that, then I'll just let them do what they're going to do, and I'll just start anew, I guess. I don't know. But that's the elephant in the room. And on to bigger and better things, gentlemen. I didn't gather you here tonight for my...
I'm going to stop you right there. The white tie is the elephant in the room. I don't know if anybody noticed. Like, I came severely overdressed for this bullshit.
True. Sorry.
So, yeah, they did my man dirty. All right, here's the thing. If you want to talk about what they called out, and here's what my take on it was immediately that this was like a knee-jerk, like circuit breaker reaction by like an AI like algorithm thing. It saw a predetermined shape. Remember like back in the day when if you typed in like the Corvette that it had the same silhouette as a naked woman on the internet. You guys remember this, right? And it would show up sometimes. It would censor the Corvette. This is what happened to Mike's channel. Otherwise, I'm led to believe that YouTube has 1 billion people watching everyone else's videos and somehow regulating it like on the fly, because the speed at which they like on the fly, like he tripped he tripped a breaker that there's no way humans had almost any involvement with what happened there. That's what's concerning. It's like, and in some cases, such as this one, it's unfounded, but they're like, nope.
Was it the intro with the cowboys?
No, but that's why I didn't play that, because I'm like, I guess we can't be doing that.
No, but was that what triggered?
No, not yet, not yet. I had made a new intro for the morning news channel stuff that I was doing. That was it was a little racy. You know, there was a guy behind an AK, you know, with his hand on the gun, and then there was another scene of a guy shooting a mounted machine gun from the back of a truck. And apparently that's not allowed on YouTube. And ex-NYC Prepper, I saw what you did, brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate what you're trying to do. And it'll resolve itself, bro. You know, it is what it is, bro. It's out of my hands, and I'm just trying to do my thing and get people better prepared, and they just want to keep their freaking boot on my neck. So whatever it is, what it is, man.
Yeah, it was. I'm willing to believe, especially, that this was just some like algorithmic trigger. But why doesn't it happen to like bigger, more influential people? And that's simply because they make more money than you.
Well, you look at Garantham.
Exactly.
His entire channel is firearm. He doesn't sell anything. That's not allowed. But
yeah,
he demos everything from like Napoleonic era muskets to, you know, modern firearms, and they're snarky the entire video. But homeboy has what, like 2 million people following him, so
exactly,
his advertising money must be insane.
Well, it's he makes the money, and that's the difference between apparently what that's where the line is. You know, the big money guys. I've always said this on YouTube as small creators, myself being the smallest, so I'm gonna fucking speak on it. Not for lack of effort on my part. I don't do jack shit on this channel except the Horsemen half the time. And I appreciate every one of y'all for showing up, especially for Mike, but for Vision, for Roman Prepper, and perhaps I think y'all just here as an afterthought. Oh, we're going over to Livingston Man channel to support Mike. And that's cool, man. I'm here for it. We ain't got no money button. We can do what we want over here. So far, I'm waiting for him to kill it. I'm like, let's do it.
They're like, oh my God, he's wearing a Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival shirt.
I was talking to Mrs. Livingston about like your conundrum here, and I was like, you know, I have come out openly for let's go with the pros. I'm like pro cannibalism, pro like the most offensive stuff in the world. Like I'm like, but. No, like a stock image of a guy with a rifle, and they set him off. They shut his stuff right down. I have like openly criticized the church. I have made inappropriate jokes the entire time. Nothing.
There's footage of entire firefights in Ukraine. I mean, they may gray out what's clearly somebody who has been deleted from the planet, but in some cases they don't. You have to click the little thing that says this is ugly, and if you see it and get traumatized, it sucks to suck. Yeah, but I understand. If we put something, you know, dangerous, you know, blew up a toilet or something, and somebody could get hurt because we're being idiots. You know, it'd be like, don't be a clown. You know, blow yourself up.
I don't know, man. It's crazy.
I don't understand, man.
It's stupid algorithmic nonsense, and it's aimed toward what's easier to. The money thing has got to be an issue, all right? Because like without YouTube makes like all its money from ad revenue, like from creators. I did some research today, again based on what Mike said, and like top tier creators still YouTube cuts themselves in at 45%, and it takes 1,000 views to, on average, it takes 1,000 views to make $8.
Yep.
So when these guys are getting 1 million views and stuff like this, okay, so they're making the money. So it's like, well, let them get away with it, but like when you go ahead and do it, like all of a sudden it's fucking extremism and you fucking radicalized or whatever the fuck, because you used a stock footage of like way tamer shit than I seen on Fox News, but okay.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Right.
I mean, I've seen a lot worse on live television for sure.
Come on.
I literally watched the Twin Towers fall to the ground live on TV.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I show video of some guy with a it's
fake
cinema.
guy.
It's filmed. It's all filmed. It's all cinema.
Cinematography. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's literally stock footage.
Like so I guess
anyone could just go to that website and see it. Like you credited them in the video. Like, come on,
Credited them.
Do it.
But I get listen.
It's
Everybody didn't
ridiculous.
come here tonight
Oh yeah, they did.
for
Oh,
my
yeah,
my YouTube
We did.
ass sob story, and it'll get resolved however it gets resolved, and I will continue with Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival's mission, regardless of the outcome of YouTube's bullshit.
Valley of the Hudson, prepping and survival.
That's right. It's happening, mofos.
I personally went and played my old school intro with Eli strapped to my back.
Yeah.
Just to see what they're gonna do.
Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
So I'm rereading their policy on firearms, and it says obviously don't modify it illegally, do incendiary devices, stuff that we all would figure out anyway. And after the end of that, it says these guidelines apply to the real use of firearms. They may not apply, for examples, to use of firearms in artistic content such as a film.
There
We
it
may
is,
also
right
make
there.
exceptions for public interest such as military, police, news, or historical war footage. You weren't selling anything. Like, I'm trying to find how you what.
Yeah.
conceivably-
Show me on the doll where Hudson Valley Prepping and Survival hurt you.
You guys want to like just take a second? You want to see some see some fucking guns?
Apocalypse style, 4 horsemen riding dirty. Death on my left, keep the Glock sturdy. Standing in the kitchen, hunger like a beast. War paint ready, unleash the inner beast. Pestilence drop, spread fear in the streets. Disease hit the block, no dot can compete. Horseman information, skies turning black. Future looking bleak, no turning back. 4 horsemen riding on the edge of night. Chaos in their wake, no end in sight. 4 horsemen bringing dark to the light. End days marching, get ready for the fright. 4 horsemen riding on the edge of night. Chaos in their wake, no end in sight. 4 horsemen bringing dark to the light. End days marching, get ready for the fight.
Boom.
Now, wouldn't you know it? The stream is still live.
Hey,
Are we
listen,
are you still there?
it took them a little while from my intro to when they cut the feed. So if they were trying to cut live violence out, I want to let them know that they really fucking suck at their job.
Exactly.
I was like 22 minutes into the live stream, Livingston Man, and they when they the screenshot that they sent me, they don't show you the video, right? They won't show you the video because it's blacked out. It's removed from YouTube.
Right.
There's just a timestamp there that said 1 minute and 4 seconds, and I'm like, 1 minute and 4 seconds. What the fuck did I do at 1 minute and 4 seconds? I'm like, oh, I hit the fucking intro button. That's what I did. I played the intro. And then it took them another, 20 minutes to remove said video from YouTube. But yeah, they removed it. It's gone. It's gone. Might not make it Monday. Did not make it. It did not make it.
Might not make it Monday. Lasted a whole minute and 72 seconds, and then
Yeah.
Yeah, they freaking judo chop, man. Holy shit. But the reason everybody has gathered here tonight is for the Four Horsemen podcast, and we're gonna do it like we always do it because I got some questions.
My first question was going to be like, because I thought I was going to host the show, but then I decided to that Mike was going to host the show, because then I had to ask a question. My question was going to be, Mike, what's your problem? And I think we got through it. I think we already been through it. So
yeah. We'll leave the elephant in the room alone for a little while.
I do have another. I have an extra bonus question that I'm going to revisit, though. It's good too.
Okay,
it's going to provoke controversy.
So I guess the question that I have for everybody today is, what's your question? Because typically we don't really give this to the chat whatsoever, and I know it's kind of a cop out because I've been kind of pissed off lately, and my mind ain't working quite right. So I'm going to pose the question to the chat. I want to know, what's your question for the Horseman panel? And we're going to take a couple questions from there. And of course, that's going to spawn more conversation and more questions to be answered by everybody. But I think the first good question that I come across is, we're going to go with it. We're going to pin it and we're going to see what's up.
I think there's a significant delay in the chat, at least as far as what we're seeing here.
Absolutely.
So we'll sit on that for a minute.
Rural 2, I see. There it is. Yeah. There it is.
Answer off the cuff. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I've always said that, and I've been wrong before, but I've always said that it ain't gonna be no thunderclap. This is slow, fucking painful. Can we get this over with? Fucking the shit don't never actually hit the fan. It just keeps creeping closer and closer to it, and just keeps stinking worse. And they keep telling you that they're gonna move the fan farther away from the shit, but they never do. But they don't ever let it actually hit it. They just make you smell it. That's my take.
Unless they knock the fan down, then it's all bets are off at that point.
Duck and cover.
But no, to his point, though, I mean, the time frame between, like everyone said, World War I started with the Archduke, right?
Yeah.
But there was a bunch of skirmishes for the prior 3 years or 4 years. It was a slow economics and tariffs and trade blockades, and then bam, this one knucklehead by dumb luck gets the Archduke. And then it was another 4 months before armies started to mobilize. They didn't even know what to do at first because nobody knew what side they were on. They had so many, and he's right. It's just one of those, it's like a rock rolling down into a bunch of turds. It's just very slow.
It's like a controlled burn, it's meant to be. It's maintained, as a matter of fact.
Rip Curl, I did get your email, my friend. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I will definitely be reaching out.
But that's my take on it. But Vision, what do you think, bro? Is this a year? You said yeah.
I think it is. This is going to be the year, and here's my preface. We're going to see something major happen that we didn't expect.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So as far as I'm concerned, this year has been personal SHTF after personal SHTF after personal SHTF.
This has been a
for me.
Shit show the entire time since January 1st, 2025. It's been my goodness gracious! This year of 4 months sucked already, man.
You get Easter Sunday, and then the Pope passes away too. There is some prophecy that's about to be fulfilled with the next Pope.
What's that? Please elaborate.
There's a few of them. We'll get into those. We could make a whole series on the Pope prophecies.
Cop out, but okay.
Yeah, well, for now, I'll tell you what. At 9:00 tonight, Angry Prepper is going to dig into this topic, and he's going to. The RNN's about to tear it a new one.
Angry Prepper for
So
Pope.
Pope Angry
He
the
would hit
first.
people with his scepter. He'd be like, "You're a dumbass, whack up."
Dumbass.
I bless you, sirloin of beef, whack.
Yep.
He'd be
Those
smart.
of you who never watched classic Bugs Bunny,
Yeah.
Eola Ministries says, is it the last pope? Well, according to the Vatican walls, yes. There is no more places to put a photo up of a pope, or the painting that they do of the pope once he's, sworn in or whatever it is that they do. Their giant ceremony. We got to wait for, what is it? Black smoke or red smoke or something from the hut to figure out if there's a new pope or not.
Black smoke means they're burning oil.
I
You to get the head gasket looked at.
I think,
and red smoke. I ain't never. That's fucking some Chinese New Year shit.
I think it very well could be, man. I think the stuff that's going on in the Middle East could escalate rapidly and spiral out of control really freaking quick, really quick.
Is it in control now? It's pretty in control.
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's under control at all. I think it's indiscriminate bombing of civilians and United Nations personnel, and everything is going on over there, and they just sweep it underneath the rug like it never happened, because America's greatest ally.
Right.
Sorry. Sorry.
Africa is literally on fire. There's fights in every single country, and it's horrific. Who knows? The
world's a shit place. But at the same time, all right, I guess I'll stand in here. And what you got to do is look outside your own door, and there's what you're shown. Like, yes, these things go on in the world, man. Unfortunately, human nature is the most evilest thing in the world. As a general rule, the problem being is like, you ain't like that, but there's like 8 billion people, and like you're the minority in that you're a moral good person. Problem is that statistically the rest of the world isn't. And so we get all this conflict, and we get all this hatred, and we get all this I use the word conflict because it's conflict. It's a conflict. They don't call it war anymore. War is a hard word that hits hard. So they call it conflict or action or operation or anything but that. It's all a bunch of euphemisms to desensitize you to the fact that this world is incredibly
violent.
Yeah, and it's got to stop. Like at what? And it's got to be for what? For who? For what? For why? Who? What? The answer is that it's got to be. It's in our nature. It's who we are. Our destiny as human beings, ladies and gentlemen, is to fucking destroy ourselves. We're done. We're cooked. There at this point, there isn't a way back from who we are and what we do in the world. Not you, me, and the people that you know, but the mass of us all. Like, what was that movie? Independence Day, when the alien looked at the president, he called us a virus.
Yeah.
When the alien races always be looking down at us, calling us a bacteria. We just destroy our planet. We're parasites. We consume and fucking we live on this rock floating through space, and we're gonna destroy it with no alternative. We're gonna render it toxic gas choked, stamped beneath the heels of our boots, suffocated with venomous gas. The city of nowhere was real. We told the truth. And that's going to be our glory. The great mistake that we made, where we cooked the planet somehow.
JBS, I do appreciate this question wholeheartedly. What do you each consider to be the most overlooked aspect of preparedness? I'll stab at that one first, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to say shelter. Not just a tent or a tarp, but a thought out plan to go from location to location, 4 walls and a roof to 4 walls and a roof. I think that's the most overlooked aspect of preparedness. I think most people think they have a bug out bag and they have this little, 5x8 tarp and they're good to go. I got some cordage, I got a knife, I got a pot, I got, my 10 C's of survival. And they think they're good to go. But in reality, especially if you're bugging out with a family or children or anything like that, man, you really need to go 4 walls and a roof to 4 walls and a roof, especially via vehicle, if at all possible. You do not want to be walking down the streets when things are not good.
What happened to Pete? Where'd he go?
I'm not sure. His feed got cut.
Got 3 horsemen now.
Yeah, the war. The war horse is extremely busy.
We did bring it up.
Yeah,
he was like, "Damn, as a matter of fact, I got work to do."
That's right. F-35's taking off right now.
I think an overlooked aspect of preparedness is a general mindset of craftiness, creativeness. You have to be able to think outside of a box, work with less. You guys maybe are familiar with the story of the people who were like led by the unknowing, who were the unwilling, and they were forced to do everything with nothing yesterday. That's what it's going to take. Oh, he's back.
All right.
It's what it'll take is just be a little crafty with your hands, like think outside of the box. How can you use things for their not intended purpose?
Yeah, totally, dude. Yeah, You absolutely need multi-use. You all good there, Pete? I hope all is well, man. I know you guys were supposed to get some crazy weather.
He's partial frozen.
He's logging in.
Oh, he's slow-mo.
He's slow-mo.
Oh, there he is. We can hear you, but your video feed is like uber slow-mo.
Something like 8 frames per second.
Storm, yeah. We basically get Middle East style.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All
right. Well, we got the audio. I can hear you.
You guys still hear me?
Yeah, that's good.
Maybe if I kill my camera. Hold on.
You did that 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having all sorts of weird.
Texas got some power grid, and they got some things going on down there.
I'll just leave it like this for now till my Wi-Fi catches up. But so, what's the question?
What do you consider to be the most overlooked aspect of preparedness? What's the thing people forget about when it comes to preparedness?
I'm going to say resupply. How are you going to become sustainable?
You guys still hear me?
Yeah, we got you, Pete.
Adaptability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sustainability. How you got a garden going? Okay, that's great. You're down to 4 days of your preps left. What are you going to do? How do we become our own resupply? And protect. If you have animals, whether goats, chickens, cows, whatever, how do you keep them safe, and how do you reproduce that year after year? That's my biggest concern. How do I fill up my freezer in the wintertime with more meat? Yeah, something to think about.
Super valid.
How do I get more pew-pews?
Yeah.
If we've used them in several firefights or whatever, how do you resupply that stuff?
That's a big one. Being able to reload. It's going to take vast community and people really pulling together and putting differences aside for society to really get through something like a long-term grid down.
Yep.
That would be brutal.
Oh no. I ain't putting differences aside. Remember when you were a dick to me in high school 30 years ago? Yeah, I still remember that shit. And fuck you. Don't show up at my house. All right. I'll be holding some deep-seated shit that I can't wait to get out. I dare you. Oh, hey, what's up, dude? And I guarantee you, you know how I know people, they call me by my actual name. And I'd be like, if you ain't my mother or the cops, don't you ever say those two words together again. Okay. Like,
tell me how you really feel.
Yeah.
no, that's how it's going to be. You got
you're holding things in.
Yeah, you got to let it out, right?
You got to be hard when it comes to this kind of thing. I say you got to be handy. You got to make sure that you know where tomorrow's meal is coming from, and you got to adaptable. Like you have to be able to evolve and adapt to a situation. Okay, this is what we got, and this is what we're working with here. Definitely holding a grudge. I still do. I remember the face of every fucker that ever talked shit to me. I swear to God. If I see you in traffic and you were like stupid, like you made a like you just I remember it, bro. Like, aren't you him?
Everyone's stupid in traffic. I'd have too many people.
Except me. I'm the best driver on planet Earth, and everyone else is tripping, dude.
Well said, Livingston Man.
That's
Well,
funny.
good
Now,
golly.
all right. So the most overlooked aspects of preparedness are just, you know, being kind of
I think
clever,
adaptability and troubleshooting.
a step ahead of the game, making sure you know where tomorrow's coming from.
Yep.
And that's what we all do. And you know what's funny is we all do that now subconsciously. When you go to work and you stack up money in a bank account and you save for tomorrow and you do the thing, you're already doing that. You're just applying it in a sort of different direction to where the system you're using now doesn't exist, but in a shadow of itself. It's still going to be the same fundamental aspects, but not money and not like jobs, but still you're going to have to go out and kind of do like those same things.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like,
yeah. I think
apply your knowledge and on a barter system.
I think the big takeaway is people don't realize how hard life was before the grocery store showed up. Right. People don't remember that kind of frontierish almost lifestyle where everything is up to you. You know, whether you have food tonight is up to you. Whether you grow food is up to you. Whether the bugs, you know, the blight comes in and kills all the tomatoes and now there's no fucking sauce for the winter. You know what I mean? Shit happens. So redundancy is huge. Community is even bigger than that, because just because you get hit with a bug doesn't mean you know you get the cucumber beetles down the road and you know wipe out every cucumber on the planet Earth. You need you need community, folks. It's what will see us through long-term disaster. You know, we really can't do it on our own.
Well, it's also important to understand how your area works. Be involved, or at least pay attention to your city council, your mayor, whether you're in a small town or in a big city. Understand what's around you. Where's the firehouse? If you told most people, give me your phone, okay, find the nearest fire department, you'd get a blank stare. They don't know their area, their geography, their whereabouts, but that's the larger picture of awareness, you know, and adaptability.
That's true. Get to know those people.
For the record, my dad used to order those old seltzer waters. They had the little spray thing on it. Yeah, I blasted my little brother every week at some point.
It's like damn. It's like Marx Brothers gags. We're old. Hi. If you didn't understand his reference at all, just like unsubscribe. Like you're too young for us, fam. Like you don't get it.
True story.
If you don't understand what spraying somebody with a seltzer bottle is, like fuck out of here.
Eric N1RV. That's a really good question. Is how he says how much square footage is needed for long term. It's up right there. You go. You're on it. Click. How much square footage is needed for long-term storage for all preps? Now, that's a really good question because I subscribe to the mindset that I am not keeping all my eggs in one basket. So my square footage is divided up in multiple different places, so I get away with a little bit less.
Pete's freeze frame is awesome.
He's frozen in laughter.
We got him. Trent waved his hand too many times.
All right, let me see if I can reverse that.
Oh, he did!
Awesome.
Wow. Incredible.
What the hell even happened? I forgot where we even were.
Long-term
Long-term storage for all preps. I mean, well, you could take over an Amazon warehouse.
I did that. I was waiting for his hand. I could still see him. I was like, I'm waiting. Moved his hand. Magic.
Told you were going to see some
great job,
sorcery
Pete.
tonight. I told you we're going to see some magic tonight, and you are not
Somebody's going to
disappointed.
watch this video a week from.
Are you not entertained?
Okay, so Eric says it's still total square footage.
2,500.
20. You think 2,500 square feet?
I mean, what are you talking about? This is very subjective. What is the term? What is the
Well, it's
storage?
long
What are
term
the
for
preps?
all preps.
Jesus. I mean, what do you need? A nuclear freaking bunker, I
Well,
guess.
all preps.
That's
Um,
I'm going to go with like a basic storage unit because size.
So you're talking 10 by 20 by 8
It's only-
feet.
All right, so we're talking cubic there. It's
That's 200 square feet.
200 times 8, 1,600 cubic. Yeah, I mean, this is a subjective term. Are you bugging in? You bugging out? You making caches? You got a long-term facility? Do you have the infrastructure to support said long-term facility? Are you a vault dweller from Fallout? Like, do you got a staff of people to keep track of stuff and, inventory? And I mean, what kind of, this is all preps. If you're talking a stock pantry, you don't actually need that much. But this depends on what you're storing.
Well, long-term preps.
What are you
I'm
storing?
gonna.
You got number 10 cans. You got pouches of freeze-dried food.
So
What are you
very
doing?
subjective.
You got water?
I totally get it.
Medicine?
I think a 10 by 20 storage unit properly stacked. You can get a year's worth of food for 2 people on a pallet, right? That's 4 foot by 4 foot by. We're talking cordwood stacking here, Livingston Man.
Right.
I think a 10 by 20 storage unit, fully stocked with pallets of number 10 cans and all of the bug out gear that one would require, potential reloading equipment and the stuff to do that, fuel stabilizer, tools, everything that you're going to need. You essentially need like a garage with a storage wing, right? So I think that 10 by 20 properly stacked would probably do you pretty good. 200 square feet. Water is a whole other animal because then you're going to have to stack some.
It's heavy.
It's very heavy and it doesn't store really well. It can go stale. It can go nasty. If sunlight gets to it, you get bacteria growth and things like that. So it's always best to source fresh water if possible rather than store large amounts long term.
Right.
Livingston Man's going deep.
He is. He's in the hole.
I
do think it also
Where'd he go?
depends on what you're trying to store and your
Hey.
philosophy, if you will.
Let me see, man. 1 metric ton of food for one
If you've
person.
got a dedicated space for the dehydrated buckets,
So I can achieve that weight. I can achieve that weight with just 11 people. 11 people. That's all I need.
Yeah, he actually Googled that. Hey, Grit and Grace, good to see you. Yeah, I mean it's
11
11 people.
It's not even
His
that
Google
many.
search is so wrong.
You call it staff. I call it
So wrong.
victims. I'll be right back.
It's very interesting. All of the things that I would think that I would want long term, right? Because my mind goes into repairing things, rebuilding things, having to reuse everything, right? That's a big one. Extra fencing for the cattle. You know, you need extra rolls of barbed wire. You need fence posts. You need all of that stuff. Prepared Irishman, 100%. Strippers are the best indicator for recession. Thank you for that article earlier, bro.
Yeah,
that was
exactly.
absolutely hilarious. Hilarious.
Yes.
That's a hell of a theory too. They say that strippers are the indicator for recession because when the clubs become empty, that means people no longer have disposable income.
Correct.
JBS says redundancy takes space. It sure does, man. It sure does. And it's a lot of space.
Yeah, you know, the like you said, you know, the extra this, the extra that, you know, you got to have space for it. And sooner or later, it'll get to a point where all you can do is put it outside somewhere and throw a tarp over it.
Totally.
That's the worst.
And then that's hope for the best at that juncture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's not where you want to be. That's
No.
for sure.
Shenanigans going on in here while I was gone. I know you guys got up to no good.
Oh, totally.
Yep.
We
Totally.
did.
A lot
We
of
sold your tie for $8,000.
My pie.
your tie. Your tie. And Mad Chad did ask earlier. The question of the night is, what's your favorite type of pie? And I am going to go right now with what my wife served on Easter Sunday, coconut custard pie. Yeah, that's my favorite pie. What's Livingston Man? Your favorite pie? This is a Mad Shad question.
All right, I assume we're talking about the traditional pies that you sit in the windowsill and look.
Yeah, absolutely.
This actually brings to mind the fact that that's what's wrong with society. Is like you can't even trust it. You can't even put a pie in the windowsill these days because God forbid some motherfucker just gonna creep up and steal your pie, stick their finger. Little Jack Horner fucking couldn't keep his thumb out the pie. It's still a thing. That's why we don't do it no more. Keep your pie to yourself. Like you gotta hide it. My favorite pie.
Put X-Lax in it, and they'll learn really quick.
Yeah, but if they don't steal it, I gotta eat it and I'm gonna. I know it's got X-Lax in it. I'm gonna do it anyway. Whatever. Oh no, not regularity. Not the Metamucil treatment. Anyway, my favorite pie. Oh man, that's tough. Pecan pie.
Ah, that's a good one.
Yep, classic.
That's a good one. Pete, your favorite?
One of my favorites is
okay.
key lime pie.
Oh, that's a contender right there.
Mhm.
Vision.
What's your favorite pie?
Don't make me say
He says any kind. But for me, my favorite pie, it's tough. I'm gonna have to go with sweet potato pie.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this factors. When I thought that
I give up. I give up.
Is beef cobbler a pie?
cobbler is, I think it's got pie characteristics, but I think it's almost more of a casserole, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
pretty much. Chief Dog says pumpkin all day long. I tell you what, you can't go wrong.
Another one.
Being in the Hudson Valley, man, apple pie is where it's at. Bro.
True.
Apple pie is where it's at.
This factors into, so what my question to the Horseman was going to be, because at first I thought that I got saddled with having to host again after just 2 weeks instead of the usual 4. I was like, damn, I got to come up with 2 questions, man. And the last one was lame as shit. If you caught the last time I hosted, I was like, so why we even do this, man? Like, that was the question. But this question, this one's a good one. I want y'all to feel me on this. All right, come with me here. there's a guy who makes pizza. He comes to you. He says, I'm going to make you the pizza that you want. And after I make you that pizza and you eat it, there will never be pizza ever again.
Oh,
For any reason not possible. What do you tell him to make you?
can I do a half and half?
It's all on the table. You get 3 toppings. That's the rule.
Okay. So I am going to go with half the pizza being a regular cheese pizza because that's iconic, right?
It's 1.
And then the other half of the pizza, I'm going to do cheddar cheese and bacon. There it is.
All right.
Yeah.
I hate that we got to count the cheese itself as a topping, but
Yeah,
that's
no,
how they
that's
do
what
you.
it's supposed to be.
But all right, so I'm going to do the cheese. Ready? But I'm going to do a full ass pie of pepperoni and meatballs.
Classic.
The only thing I'd trade the meatballs is maybe spicy sausage if I'm feeling, or jalapenos, pepperoni and jalapenos, but that'll burn your nose out. So you got to be careful.
This is the last pizza that will ever exist. You got to make this good.
Yeah.
Okay, so here it is. Here's the secret. Y'all missed it. If this is the last pizza ever, it needs to be a never-ending deep dish, pepperoni, Italian sausage, and cheese. Ending. That's
There
the
it
whole
is.
thing.
It's
Never
a
ending.
pizza. He's a pizza chef, not a genie. Bro.
Well, you said it's the last. I don't care. Make
He's
it
the
my-
pizza wizard. You're a turtle pie.
Because I want the infinite. I would have told him make that shit mad huge.
The
Be
pizza
big-
paisan is here.
I want-
He's going to take care of all of your problems.
I want a giant 2,500 square foot storage locker shaped ultimate prep space pizza. Like, just bake it. Just build a pizza inside a storage unit and bake that sucker.
Oh,
2
man.
weeks later, it's green and molded, and there's things on it moving.
Protein?
Yeah.
Anyone? Get your greens. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Lower your standards, people.
Yeah.
Lower your standards.
everybody out here eating
This is shit
mushrooms.
hit the fan.
Everybody's eating mushrooms. All of a sudden, I'm sniffing lines of mold, and everybody's got an issue with it.
Hallucinating and dancing with the pizza. Yes.
If you ever ate a portobello mushroom, like fuck you. Like, ew.
They're rough.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna go pepperoni,
I
Italian
knew he-
sausage.
I knew he was gonna post some Chicago style deep dish shit. See, we New York, bro. That shit's got to be like thin as a board, like not even any nutritional
No,
content.
it's got to stand
Mostly
together when you fold it in half. It
That
has to
parma-
hold together.
That Parmesan cheese they put on the table in the restaurant, that's the original. That's
Yeah, it's been there the whole time.
yeah.
There's
They
still
don't-
some of the OG on the
yeah,
bottom of
they
the
don't.
can.
They don't
Yeah.
change that.
No,
Place is dressed in grease. You walk out feeling
greasy.
like doing a walk.
And if
of
you
shame.
don't, you're not in the right place. You should leave and go find a place that makes you feel that way.
We don't get good deep dish pizza here. We call those Sicilians here, but then they're square.
Mad Chad wants pepperoni, bacon, and psychedelic mushrooms.
Okay, but no
Do it.
cheese.
Have a big shout at the
Man, is that even a pizza? But doesn't have cheese.
Meat and sauce.
That's-
Yeah.
That's like a pepperoni, bacon, and
fungus
mushrooms
among us.
parm. That's what he's got without the
psychedelic.
hold the parm.
Yeah.
We said
No,
hold.
I don't want my pizza to become a demon.
Science experiment.
Well, we just blew the whole topic of, redundancy and preparing and what we're concerned about the most. Pizza, okay? Pizza
Yeah.
is going to get hard, green, and old, like, real quick.
Oh yeah.
If I eat it.
There's definitely
Have you
a
ever seen
window.
it though? Like, I mean, I left pizza sitting on the stovetop in the box for like 3 days, and I still be
Same
microwaving.
here. It's
Eat
still
it. Look what it does to you.
It's just a little penicillin on your pizza.
What?
No
Come
big
on.
deal.
Oh, all the blue cheese people in the chat, like, yeah, I'm saying I'll just be sitting here eating mold, judging me because I eat 3-day-old pizza, whatever, dude.
I eat three-day-old pizza.
I'll eat fucking week-old pizza. You ever seen a homeless
red
folks
pizza that
garbage
just
can eat a
boosted your immune
cheeseburger?
system?
You
That's
gotta
right.
learn. You have to get over yourself. All right. You ain't ever ate out the dumpster, like, psh, you ain't gonna make it.
Rob in the garden says penicillin is not for free. That's right. You got to leave your pizza out in the right environment to grow the penicillin.
Don't even get me started on McDonald's. If y'all want some real like fully loaded preservative shit that just literally won't break down, get McDonald's and just stop.
Well, that's what you could do. Is
Ants
just
won't even eat it.
Hide your pizza inside like a Big Mac, hollow it out, and then just hide your pizza
if you
in
leave
there.
a Big
It'll stay
Mac
good
out,
forever.
it just nothing happens. It's like,
yeah. One of my son's teachers actually has a McDonald's hamburger that's still in the wrapper, and it doesn't look any different than a McDonald's hamburger you get right now. It's been there for like 10 years. It's a science experiment.
and you know what?
It doesn't smell. It's not rotten. It never molded.
That's the big lie, bro. Like, if you just eat the McDonald's, like, it's good for you.
Yeah, totally.
I'm definitely, my stomach is growling talking about all this nasty ass shit.
He's ready for pizza.
Blow some lines of black mold, bro. I'm fucking fiending.
I'll tell you
And I got tacos waiting for me.
what I ate.
Oh, it's Taco Tuesday.
Little Twinkies, they just get stale.
You're like fucking one by one right now.
Maybe 1 by 1.
0.5.
Maybe. Yeah, that was like a 0.25
Yeah.
by Frozone.
I could vacuum seal my pizza. The problem is I'm just gonna eat it. Really. Okay, here's a question. So we're talking about food and whatnot. In the vein of, okay, last pizza on earth. Maybe that was a metaphor, right?
Okay.
You're at the last of your food. You're like, we got a week left.
Shoot.
Do you desperately ration, or do you just fucking eat it?
I've been desperately rationing the whole entire time.
Yes.
The moment the thunderclap or the SHTF happens,
Yep.
the stocks are dwindling, and it's time to take note and ration everything. Everything is accounted for, and those days are already counted. I knew that day was coming long before it ever showed up.
I'm not even clowning. I feel like I would just have a festival, a feast. Like, we're gonna eat all this stuff, and then you're forced to go out and get more, resupply.
Yeah.
You know what? We made it this far. We survived to the end of our shit.
Mm.
Yeah.
We got a week left. We're not gonna make it. Fuck it. Here goes. Like, my take.
I don't know, man.
What are you gonna do? You got a week left.
I am
Rationing
more of
or
the,
not? You got a week.
Well, I'm rationing, and then hopefully long before that week comes, the gardens are already producing and things like that. You got to plan way in advance. 6 months in advance, because we live in the Northeast. We don't have a year-round growing season. We're not Southern California here. We have to take stock. We have to protect the harvest and properly preserve it for the winter, so that we can make it not just through the winter, but well through the spring until you can start producing more for yourself.
Right.
Hopefully you've got enough chickens that when you get hungry, you can go out back and grab yourself some chicken.
It sounds to me like every scenario that we actually went through here, and that was a fucking roller coaster, but they all rely on you. I dare say you can't do this alone.
Yeah.
Well, I think the
Everything
ultimate
that
prepper.
we went through in this live stream, when you break it down, relies on other people. Like, I was like, what do you got? Staff? Who are these people? Who's going to work there? Who's going to
that's
make
a big
it
one.
The community is the point here.
Or you have a large enough family that everybody lives under one roof,
Yeah,
and
with 10 kids,
everybody helps out. But I think the ultimate prepper is the self-sustaining homesteader, the one who needs no outside help whatsoever.
That's a
Right.
You could cut the telephone poles down, and they're still going to live their life like nothing happened, like nothing happened because they're already self-sustaining. They don't need any of that anyway.
For those of us who live in the suburbs and those of us that live in like this society though, where we don't get to retreat to the mountains of Montana and be left alone, what do you say to that then? Though, yeah, the dream.
I think
be off grid.
The smartest approach is to try to minimize your exposure. I think I've used the analogy before. You know how a boxer rolls with the punches, and they know how to cover up, they know how to dodge. You'd have to take the same approach and say, okay, something's happening.
See the way they censored me, boy.
I can't source my own cow in a subdivision, right? But
it's just like some Beatles lyrics.
Pete, you're less than half by half.
Yeah,
you're point by point.
I'm pretty sure cow in it.
My dad was a beekeeper, right? I know there's a beekeeping society in Texas that will help. Okay, I have a resource that I can use and I can share. So I can go to the guy down the street who has the chickens. I'm like, hey, I'll give you. Oh, yeah, it does sound like.
Yo, he's
really
been fucking, bro. That's fucking AI, Pete. They took over his stream, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
That was wild. That was wild. I've never
sound like
heard.
the Micro Machines guy.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing, you know, it goes back to community.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm running low on cows, but Bill down the street, he still is raising cows and cattle. Now I got to barter.
Yep.
I got nothing. I mean, that's it. It's tough.
Oh yeah.
We got to become self-sustainable, or you have to build your community.
You gotta know a guy.
You gotta have a guy, right? You gotta know a guy.
Well, and in a lot of cases, you're going to end up having to be the guy, unfortunately. So get yourself some how-to books, some auto repairs for dummies, whatever it is that you're trying to learn. The roaming prepper was talking about the beekeeping and how they can trade some honey for different things. I'm pretty sure that's what I got out of that.
Say beekeeping.
Yeah, that glitch-tastic thing that they did to him there.
That's like you got to play that record backwards to get the secret meaning out of it.
You have to take stock of the items that you own and really look at what your assets are. We do, OG Prepper. 4 days? We'll see. Yeah, he's talking about 4 minutes.
Stomach's already growling.
But take stock of those things that you have and put value in them. You know, your tools have excellent value. Your skills, especially if you know how to use all those tools, have even more value now, because now you're a tangible asset, right? Not only do you have the tools, but you have the skill and the gusto to get shit done. So you're definitely an asset at that juncture. But take stock of the things. What could you do with, this action camera is not a whole lot of benefit come SHTF, other than maybe checking out some memories if you can, or filming Livingston Man's cannibalism. Whatever it comes down to.
Allegedly.
You just gotta surf the dark web, dude. It's like kind of an easy search.
Old Mutt says, learn foraging. The forest can provide if you can learn what is enabled. Allegedly. Amen, Old Mutt.
That's right, Old Mutt. Good to see you.
Now, just to put everything into perspective, now we all came in here with one attitude, and that was to come out from Mike because they, they called him out on some fucking BS.
No, yeah,
Literally.
it's still up in the air.
Now, we have discussed the concept of cannibalism multiple times. So I use the MF word, like, I don't even probably know fucking 100 fucking motherfucking times. And nothing. We showed fucking guys, fucking cowboys blasting guns straight up. They was holding them, blasting them. Nothing happened. Kicked the door in, blasting guns. 4 horsemen. Nothing. Beware, oh YouTube users, beware. The algorithm is
after you.
It's not even after you. It's just unfeeling. It doesn't feel one way or another about you. It looks at you the way you look at an insect. It's superior to you. It is better than you. It doesn't control you, but it controls society's perception of you. And start to look for ways to break free of that.
Yes. Yep.
I would totally add, have a backup plan or 3, multiple places, multiple outlets to get your message across. Unless you're one of the type to just give up and say that's it, I'm done. You know, they won. I just won't do it anymore. But I personally don't have that in me. So
same here.
I feel like that's their goal.
Oh yeah. It's completely and totally silence people. You know, I was talking with texting with Prepper now, and you know what? I'll give it to you verbatim what he said to me, because it was pretty damn good. I got to be honest. Prepper now is known for saying some great things. Hang on a second.
He's one of the smartest guys I think we deal with, honestly.
Yeah, he's an educator, and he said something to me the other day that stuck with me.
Lay down.
Where is it? He said that YouTube fears people with clear, intelligent voices, and when you have a clear, calm voice, you can truly speak to the people, right? I am unapologetically me. Every time I'm on camera, I never play a role. I never pretend to be somebody that I'm not. I'm always myself. I am always original. I am always me. And when you have a clear, intelligent, calm voice, they will silence you. And they've already started with me, and they will move on to other content creators. And if you haven't been toyed with by the YouTube yet and you create content, you will be, especially if you're in this preparedness genre. For some reason, they do not want us message getting out to the common folk. And the folks who don't know that, you know, danger does lurk around the corner, and there could be a boogeyman over there, and that storm will mess your house up. So you better get prepared. Apparently that's a big no-no, and they're not happy about it. So they silence you any way they can, and they're going to continue to play their games until they get shut down, barred, or whatever it is. But I want to thank everybody for your support. I want to thank XNYC. He started a fucking petition at change.org, man, to reinstate Hudson Valley prepping and survival. That's above and beyond. I really appreciate it, bro. And you know, unfortunately, it's in YouTube's hands now, and it's going to be what it is. Livingston, thank you for hosting this evening and allowing me to have a voice here on YouTube. And I appreciate Devil Dog Prepper, who reached out yesterday and said, "Hey man, come on the stream." And my apologies to him, because last night I was so pissed off, man. I really wasn't myself. And apologies for being a Debbie Downer, man. I don't want, you know, the doom and gloom. We all gonna die Wednesday, but we'll see. I don't know, but thank y'all. I really appreciate it.
Definitely.
Hello,
Yes,
Mr.
indeed,
Cole.
bro. Yeah. What is it, puppy dog?
Let's give Cole the last word here.
Yeah, Cole, take us out of here, Mr. Cole.
I was
I
waiting
see.
for the whole table to just come down. Oh. Uh-oh.
Click the square in the top left corner of his thing. There you go.
There we go.
That's a Cole Cam. Hi, Mr. Booby.
Yeah. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, Trent, take us out of here.
Folks, keep on prepping no matter what. Don't pay attention to what people may say or tell you what not to do. Keep on prepping because nobody can keep you safe except yourself.
Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for stopping by. This has been the Four Horsemen. There he is, Frozen Pete. They got him trapped in carbonite down there in Texas. That grid is messed up.
Thank you, Pete. Appreciate you struggling through the glitches, brother.
And good night, everybody.
Apocalypse style, 4 horsemen riding dirty. Death on my left, keep the Glock sturdy. Famine in the kitchen, hunger like a beast. War paint ready, unleash the inner beast. Pestilence drop, spread fear in the streets. Disease hit the block, no dot can compete. Horseman information, skies turning black. Future looking bleak, no turning back. 4 horsemen riding on the edge of night. Chaos in the wake, no end in sight. 4 horsemen bringing dark to the light. In phase marching, get ready for